Hey guys, how's it going? So I realized that the past couple of videos that I made, I didn't really explain the game that I'm working on, and I figured this particular video would probably be a good time for me to start discussing it. So the game is, I guess the best way for me to explain it is if you ever played Nuketown from Black Ops 3, where you have this testing facility, so to speak, for nuclear weapons. The game that I'm working on is somewhat similar, but rather than a place for testing nukes, this is a place for testing military AI, right? So my thought process was to have this little like coastside city that has all of these like hostile AI in it, and you're basically trying to survive. And you're essentially the test subject for all of the military AI. So, because of that, I went ahead and started setting up a little bit of a blockout. Um, and I wanted to start implementing the turret AI, the turret AI that I have been building for the past couple of days. So the idea is you would have these. I wanted to have the boundaries of the level sort of enforced physically, or I guess using actual like projectile weapons. So I figured since my setting is a coastal city, you would have these ships with like the turrets hooked onto them. I'll just kind of show you like how one works. I did start setting it up, but I figured this would probably make for a good devlog video, or I call them a devlog, but really I'm just like kind of building it in front of you. So let's geez, sorry, that's really loud. Let me see if I can lower the volume. Okay, that's better. All right. So we come over to the edge of the map, and when I come over here, you'll see that that cannon starts blasting at me. And the idea is that so long as you're within range, it'll start attacking you. So where's it at? It's right there. So you can see that I'm within range and it's blasting me. If I get out of range or get out of view, then it'll no longer be able to target me. It'll go back to what it was doing before. So that's sort of the idea. I'm going to be using a bunch of different variations of that same turret. The I kind of went overboard on the development of the turret, so you have like different options. Let me see if I can show you real quick. So I'm just going to grab one of these. I don't want to get too close because I don't want it to start shooting at me. But this one right here, I believe. So when you shoot them, they'll be detected. So these are all going to be drones that you can actually shoot and kill, right? So there's this one, which I believe is the semi-auto. Yep. So that's the semi-automatic. So we'll go ahead and take that out. This one right here is the one that you saw on the boat. It's a multi-barrel gun. I have options between having it be able to cycle, meaning it shoots like one at a time, versus being able to shoot all three at once. For now, it's cycling through them. So let me get out of the way. I'm just going to go ahead and take this one out. Okay. And then you have this one, which I believe is, oh, that is a burst shot. So that shoots multiple bursts at once. We'll just go ahead and take that one out. This one right here is the Gatling gun. I'm actually going to save that one for last. This was the full auto. Hello. Just take it out real quick. Cool. And then this one's the Gatling gun. So it actually has a wind-up period, and you can't really see the Gatling barrel, but you can kind of see it. Let me see if I can zoom in on it in the scene view. Where's it at? I realize I probably could have done this in an easier way, but so there's the Gatling piece, and I'm just gonna walk up to it real quick so that you can see how it spins. There you go. So it spins, fires, blasts, and oh, I gave it really weak bullets so that I could see it. And then once it's done, it winds down and it goes back to what it was doing before. Cool. So these are sort of the AI, the turret AI that I have already set up. It can also be added to things like tanks and rovers and drones and stuff like that. For now, I'm going to go ahead and just set it up on the boats over there, and that way we can have something working. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So I'm going to head over to the scene view. And like I said, I did already start with I did already start with one of the turrets just so I could like verify the approach. This one right here, I think so both of these smaller ships have two. Let me just verify this real quick. Okay. So for this one, the gun is actually pointed in a weird direction, which is kind of annoying. Let me go to local. Okay, never mind. So this one's good. So what I'll do, since I already created one, all I'm going to do Oh, you know what? I probably should have this be a child of the boat. So we'll do it like that. There we go. And what I'm going to do to make this easy is I'll duplicate this down. I'll make it a child of this one. And then inside of it, I'll just reset the transform like that. And we'll rotate it a bit like so. It is really far now that I think about it. I probably do want to have it a little bit because like it's not going to be shooting anybody from this direction. So let me actually move the whole boat over slightly. So let's say something like that. Cool. All right. And I need to get rid of its parent. So we'll move that back out there. And then we can just get rid of that one. It seems to be elevated for some reason. Let me look at it. No, no, that's fine. Okay. That's the way it's supposed to look. All right. So there you go. I'm gonna actually modify it slightly. So you can see how far it can actually look. It's kind of gonna be outrageous. The idea is to only like enforce this part of the map. So let's come down to its range. Let me actually collapse these so it's easier to see. Okay, so under the turret AI, we'll give it a range of like, let's see what 100 looks like. We'll give it a range of like 50. 75, 80. There we go. And I did give it a field of view at 360 degrees because these have like a strict purpose of area denial, right? So for this one, I'm going to give it a smaller range as well. I only put it at that crazy range so that you could like see it. We'll do 120 like that. That's fine. And I did add this dune over here to be high enough so that it kind of like blocks the turret, but kind of makes things unwieldy. So I'm actually going to move this down slightly, maybe like so. Actually, that might be a little too much. I think I may have actually changed its scale. Oh, okay, yeah, I did change the scale. Let's give it a scale of like 2, maybe like that. Cool. So it should hopefully be a little bit shorter so that the player can, so that it can see the player, even though it won't fire at them since they'll be out of range. All right, there we go. So now, yeah, you know what? The boats are kind of close to one another now that I think about it. Let's and there's no reason why a boat would be this close to shore. So what we can do is take this and rather than have it be 200, we'll say something like 400. Yeah, 400. And then we'll need to move it minus 200, minus 100. Yeah, minus 100. Okay. And let me actually move the boats as well. So I realize I'm doing a lot of this live and it can seem kind of annoying. Okay. So let's also change the rotation of this boat. Oh, not this one. Where is it? This one? Cool. I'll make it something like that and move it somewhere over there. Cool. And now for its turrets, because honestly, it is just for like the aesthetic, right? Is it? No, not the aesthetic. What's the word that I'm looking for? Aesthetic isn't the word. I mean, I guess aesthetic is kind of the word. So yeah, there we go. All right. Now the other boat. So this one right here has the turrets on it. Let me get rid of this additional 01. This is literally the same one. So I'm actually gonna delete that, duplicate that, get rid of that, and move it over like so. And for both of these, I'm going to change the range on the guns because this would have made more sense if I did it before, but I wasn't really thinking. So we'll give this a range of something like, what was 180 like again? Oh, wow. Now 180 is too far. 200 is fine. Cool. And then this one, 200, we'll give it 180 this time. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that's that one. And then for this one, same deal. No, this one is a little bit farther, so we'll give it 200. We'll give it 210. There we go. It's nice and healthy. Maybe not healthy. You get what I mean. And 220. Cool. So that's that one. Now I'll kind of show you what the setup actually looks like on these turrets because this one is a 3-piece. It's a little bit different. So for some reason, the pivot on this is backwards. So I'm actually gonna, yeah, the pivot on this one is forward, and the pivot on this one is forward. So these are fine. The other one, the other two are wrong. Are these prefabs? Let me see. Interesting. So, okay, so this is the prefab. So these are just named that way. That's fine. All right. So I'm just going to change one, and then I'm going to dupe the other two. We'll start with this one right here. Yep, because they're identical. Let's start by rotating it just so that we have a good idea. Rotate it like that. That's fine. Okay. So we'll say that. And then to make this a gun, basically, what I need to do here, I'll show you. So, first things first, let's remove the collider. I don't need that. Remove the collider. Sorry. And here we'll add a turret AI script. I don't need to set the target. This is going to be auto found. The aim mode is going to be an articulated turret because the single head is for things like like the other turrets that I showed you. These right here, where it's like just the ball, like it's just a ball pivot rotation sort of thing. So all directions rotate at the same time. But for and it's just rotating one single piece, right? But for the boats, it can't work that way because you have two separate pieces, right? You have the piece that rotates it, and then you have these barrels which independently go up and down, right? So it's a little bit different than what you would get from a ball like turret. So that's why we have to change this to articulated. The yaw pivot, that's the pivot, the horizontal articulation. That's going to be the actual the turret itself, right? And then for the pitch, I can't actually use it this way because I'll show you. So in order to get the pitch to work, I need to add a child component to these. So we'll come here and we'll say, what am I doing? I need to create empty, and we'll say guns. And for this, I'm going to place it as a child of that gun barrel right here just for a second. The reason I'm doing this is so that I can reset its transform to be at the pit. What am I saying? To be at the pivot of that barrel, the middle one, and then I'm going to take it out again. So it's persisted that position. Then I'm going to take these three, and I'm going to make them children of the guns. Is it guns or gun? What am I calling it here? Oh, I'm calling it guns too. I guess that makes sense. They're all independent technically. So now if I come here, I can rotate these as one piece. So now we can go into the gun, and we can say that the pitch pivot is guns because that will be rotating it up and down. I already know that the pitch min is 15, I think, because it should be the same as these guns right here. So this one is negative 15 and 15, right? So same deal for these. But if you want to verify, we can just rotate. Oh, that's the whole thing. If we want to verify, we can just rotate it like that. There you go. It's 15. And then we can kind of like look down in there and see how far it's gone. And yeah, it's kind of cutting into it a little bit, but that's okay. I wonder why. I mean, it's not terrible. It is a little bit bad. Like if we do 10, honestly, 10 might be fine, but I'm just going to keep it at 15 because it really doesn't matter. So, but it's going to be so far away you're not even going to notice. So we'll do the pitch max as 15. So this is how far it can articulate on the pitch side. And the yaw, I'm not going to set a yaw limit right now because there's like no way the player is going to be able to get over here. Well, maybe they will, but you know, hopefully they won't. So there's no reason to like block it from colliding into this tower over here. But if the need arises, then I'll change it. So the weapon system, this will automatically be found once I set it up. For the obstacles, this is basically what blocks the sight of the turret. We're going to make it default. And we're gonna make the obstacle mask, excuse me. I'm gonna make that be the default layer. We'll give this a range of 300, 320. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we'll give this a range of 320. This doesn't need patrol points. Patrol points is basically like 2 points to kind of like aim between. I don't need that right now. Okay, disabled. It's not going to be disabled. It's not going to have a health system. So your player's not going to be able to take it out. Parent, it doesn't have a parent. Cool. So now I need to add a projectile weapon, which is the script that is going to determine how this actually fires. And for this one, it's going to be using the multi-barrel setup. The projectile spawner, I need to add one of those real quick. So because I'm using Malbers, I created my own, well, all of this is like custom, but because I'm using Malbers, I'm using a projectile spawner that works with Malbers projectile types. So here, I'm just gonna use the fireball prefab. So this should be under the prefab weapons. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and we'll make the hit mask be item, enemy, animal, body part, and default. So this is basically what causes it to count as a collision. That's fine. Cool. Damage multiplier is fine. All right. And I'm not going to make it do any sound yet. And let's add some barrels. So for the barrels are going to be these three down here, but they're not actually going to be these three. The barrels are basically where the projectile is going to be coming out of. Because their pivot is over here, if I set them to this, it'll actually fire from the pivot itself. So what I need to do instead is create an empty child, and I'm going to call it muzzle. Geez, I cannot spell muzzle. And I'm just going to move I'm like going to eyeball it forward somewhere over there. So this is where the projectile is going to spawn. And I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste as a child, come back to the boat. And for the projectile muzzle, there we go. So for our barrels, let me lock this so that I don't, so I can click these. I'm going to click and drag these here. Oh, sorry, here. And I'm going to give it a fire rate of like, we'll get a fire rate of 1 just to stay consistent with the rest of them. So 1 shot per second. No, I don't need that. Fire all barrels. So this is if I, right now what will happen is it'll go dum, 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 right? So it'll just like shoot one at a time. If I do fire all barrels, it'll shoot all 3 at the same time. All right, so in our X-ray angle, that's fine. All right, now let me just verify muzzle speed. This is how fast the projectile flies. Oh, and you know what? These projectiles do have rigid bodies. So in order to compensate for gravity, I have to have the barrel articulate up and fire at an angle so that I can actually hit. Because if I do it for projectiles that don't have rigid bodies, they'll go straight. But when they have a rigid body, it'll still aim them as if they don't have rigid bodies, but they'll end up falling flat. So this is why I added this feature over here. So let me just verify a few things. Aim reference. Okay, so the aim reference is basically where it's going to be taking the aim from. Because this is being shared across multiple different, like this was being used to basically say this is the forward direction of the turret, if that makes sense. And I only need the center one. So that's fine. If I had like 2, I would choose one of them, or I would like create a point in between and use that. But actually, I wonder, yeah, no, you know what? I should create an aim reference component. So here's what I'll do. I'll duplicate the muzzle and I'll move it in front of do I want it to move with the pitch? Yeah, I probably do. So I'll move it here. I'll call this aim reference. And now I'll use that instead. So that way, yeah, that way we have a dedicated game object for it. Cool. So let's go ahead and test this out. Well, actually, should I? Yeah, let's go ahead and test this out. But before I do that, let me change these 2 to be on the enemy layer, because what I don't want to happen is for these boats to block the visibility of that gun back there. And tell you what, because I do want to test that gun back there, what I'm going to do is change its, oh, I had that locked. Whoops. Oopsies. Let's try that again. So we come here and we change these to the enemy layer. Yes, change children. Cool. I needed to do that anyways. All right. So for the gun, let me actually do something here as well. So yeah, I wanted to change the distance, because I did want to see if it would, yeah, 400 is fine. So this should hopefully start firing immediately at the character, because that boat is a little bit taller than the ones before, the other ones. So that's crazy. Okay. So it is aiming at me, but it can't find me or it can't fire at me. And the reason it can't fire at me is because it can't reach the desired angle, I believe. Yeah. Let's fix that real quick. So we'll say the pitch max, we'll give it a pitch max of 20. Oh, wow. Okay. So, wow, that's crazy. Why is it doing that? Interesting. Oh, you know what? It's because of the yaw speed. We'll make the yaw speed and the pitch speed shorter. Interesting. So it's kind of crazy. I wonder why it's turning like that. Let me see if the other ones do it too. It should start aiming at me as well. And I'm just gonna hit Control Shift P and look at how those other two are moving. Because if they're, oh, you can, that's so cool. If they're kind of fidgeting as well, they're not. Okay, so it's only the one behind there that is. I wonder why. Let's see. For this one, yeah. For this one, interesting. I wonder if I just need to give it a bigger aim radius like that. Let me actually turn. Oh, okay. That's why. Whoops. So the reason why it's doing that is because I have it doing the I have it using the lead target. So this is what I use for turrets that are that need to be able to predict where you're going to be. And I believe what's happening is, let's see. So we're going to go back to that gun and we'll keep the pitch. Oh, you know what? It had to go really, really high for that. Let me think for a second. So it had to go at a crazy angle to start firing. That's wild. Why'd I have to do that? I mean, it's so far away that I feel like if I did 45, yeah, I mean, whatever, I'll do 45. So we'll change the pitch limit to, or the pitch max to 45, even though it is kind of overkill. And we'll say the field of view is going to be 360, range 400. And the lead the lead target, we're going to make it we're going to turn that to false. That way it's firing where the player's at, not where it thinks the player's going to be. So let's go ahead and try that again, and hopefully it doesn't sit there and like quiver like a little pansy. Okay, interesting. So it's still doing the rotation thing. Well, okay, it's not as bad now. Yeah, it's settled. So it's not doing it as much. That's fine. Okay. Yes, that did solve it. So it's just blasted at me. So yeah. So as you can see, it's launching them bad boys. And you can see them kind of landing over there. So that's kind of wild. So yeah, that's that's the boat turret AI. So that was it for this one. I wanted it to be a little bit shorter than the usual ones. Oh, you know what? Before I quit this one, let's actually duplicate this. And yeah, we'll paste it as a child of this. Paste as child, like so. Where is it at? What in the world? Okay, reset. Okay. And then we'll take it out of it like that. And then we'll rotate it around like so. And then we'll get rid of gun 3, I think. Yeah. Is it at the same exact position? Hold on. Sorry, wrong one. Let me make sure it's at the same position. Yeah, it is. Okay. So we can get rid of gun 3. There we go. And then we can also do that for this one. So again, we'll just paste as a child like that. And then we'll reset its transform like so, and turn it around so that it's facing the thing, move it out like that. And then we can go ahead and delete gun 1. And hopefully it's not being blocked. Well, it won't be blocked anyways because it's ignoring the enemy layer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think I am going to test this real quick just for peace of mind, just to make sure that everything's working. And hopefully it does. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this craziness looks like. Oh yeah. Yep. That's a whole lot of death and destruction. Oh man, I'm cooked. So there you go. There you go. We got some what's basically aerial bombardment, but from a boat. So I'm obviously going to have those not have that crazy range because all that they're meant to do is be like an area denial mechanism. Oh, I can't edit multiple. Okay. So we'll say, I think 300 was the move, right? Yeah, 300 is fine. So we'll do that for the other two as well. That way it's not crazy. 300 like so. Cool. And there you go. We have a few little gatekeepers, things to keep you away from trying to escape. I'm going to do a quick test. Okay. And I'm going to be setting up other AI in a little bit, like in the next couple of videos. But for now, I kind of wanted to just see how these work. Okay. So let's see. We got and now we're going to try to escape the confinement zone. All right. Oh, yeah, that's terrifying. All right. Whole lot of screen shake. Come on, you can make it. You can make it. No. Basically, if I stop moving, I'm cooked. Yo, that's crazy. Imagine if I actually used like proper cannonballs or something like that. Let me stop and see if they hit me. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I guess as long as you don't stop. All right. Well, we'll make it better. I think if I make them a little bit faster, it'll be better. But yeah, I'll keep tinkering with it. But I thought it'd be an interesting idea for a game because I personally haven't seen something like this before. Maybe there is something that's like that. But yeah, so obviously we're getting attacked. So we got to go back. You know, leaving is not an option. And we're dead. Cool. There you have it. Some turret AI, area denial, boats, whole lot of goodness. Appreciate y'all for watching. See you next time.